I've spent the past few days obsessively looking at the weather models as the GFS, Euro and smaller models were all converging on a pretty interesting setup for the Cape. An initial strong cold front with relatively high precipitation and moderate winds, followed by a rapidly developing low that quickly deepened off the west of South Africa. This video showcases my morning and afternoon drive around Somerset West and Gordons Bay, showing the damage in the area and letting you see really how bad the storm was. In this clip it's around 8 AM and I'm heading east on Lawrenceford Road. This particular area is actually quite prone to flooding, and today's storm didn't really touch the severity seen in 2012 in this area. It's right by the Playhouse Theatre here in Somerset West, and when that road gets very wet it becomes inundated and the drainage is just not that great. Still, it teases some of the wind damage in this clip as well, that as you'll see becomes significantly worse as we head forward a few hundred meters. The wind speeds at this time were easily gusting over 100 kilometers an hour. Around the same time, Cape Town reported an official 109 kilometer gust, and I do believe that in this area the wind was probably a little bit worse than that. At the same time that we were driving around here, the school was actually taking damage and organizing kids to go back home. Here I'm driving past Beaumont Primary School. It looks a lot different than it did when I used to go there, but you can see that a lot of the school's new expensive infrastructure has been damaged, where large portions of the fence have actually been pulled out of the ground, and as you'll see later on in the video, there's actually pretty substantial damage to the school itself. This is heading north on Onsiyan Road, still around 8 AM. You can see several large branches in the road and in some nearby properties. Having lived here as a child, this area is especially prone to strong northwesters. It's great in summer with hardly any southeaster present, but in winter, during storms, it tends to take quite a beating. After running into some downed trees in both Reservoir and Slovett Road, I made my way back to Beaumont, this time to see if there was any structural damage to the building itself. And I had actually heard that the school had accepted kids early in the morning, but while they were there, the roof actually collapsed in an area and there was additional damage, and they actually called the parents and asked them to come pick them up. Here I continue east on Lawrenceford again, showing quite a bit of damage to houses, including one with a downed tree landing on top of a car. Here I'm heading north up Vergelegen Avenue on the perimeter of Erindale Estate. Travelling west on Hendricks Road, we encountered a few downed walls and some pretty large trees as well fallen into the road. Pretty similar scenes heading west-northwest along Seaview Road as well, with a few downed trees and some pretty large branches broken off. Here I'm heading north up Mountain Road, and I'm contemplating going through the gauntlet here. You can see some pretty large gum trees, but we made it through. So here I'm driving east again along Reservoir Road. This is further along Reservoir than before, but you can see some of the emergency vehicles, some of the security vehicles rather, coming to assist some of the residents with some downed trees and branches. It's often difficult to capture just how strong the wind really is on camera, but this piece of, I'm not sure what it is, maybe cardboard, some plywood, something, it's doing a good job illustrating alongside the broken branch flying across the road that the winds were pretty serious, you know. And this is heading west down Gordon Road. It's at this point that we decided to go and check out Gordon's Bay, because on the models it actually showed that there was a significantly stronger wind towards Gordon's Bay Royales than there was Somerset West. So we went to go and look, but to be honest we found the exact opposite. It was actually quite relaxed in Gordon's Bay for once, and I've definitely encountered worse southeasters, but we didn't stick around much. But we did capture a few shots from Bikini Beach that you'll see here. Here we're heading back towards the Lantenzeerzucht area. We're heading into Radloff Park. You can see a large downed tree here, and we'll return to this location a little bit later in the video to show you the river. But for now I just did a little drive-by and reassess the damage. This is a few hours later after our initial visit at 8 AM. And then here we're driving back on Van der Merwe Road heading east next to Beaumont again, just reassessing the damage. I actually used to live there on the left, number 5 Fundamava Road, and you'll actually see the pepper tree outside is broken. Out of my 20 years of living there, that tree went through a lot of storms, but it actually weathered them all, so quite a significant one, this. And here I'm heading back west along Reservoir Road again. This time things are a little bit more hectic. Tons of rain coming down. This is when we got some flash flooding. Winds were still gusting to over 100. It was probably the peak of the storm for us. Here I'm heading up Hillcrest Road. You'll see there's some downed trees, some damaged houses, and later on you'll actually see I run into a fully blocked road with a pretty large tree covering over it. Here we're heading north up Aldenland Road, which is near the top of Aldenland. There's a lot of gum trees, and as you can see by the emergency vehicles, it's an area which during storms like this you definitely don't want to be around. Here we're driving down Irene Avenue, and we actually encountered just after deluge a pretty hectic flood coming from a small river that runs by. And the drains were giving some issues, but people were on it, and by the time we came back it was actually sorted. Here we're taking one last trip back to Radloff Park, again heading east along Lawrenceford. You can see that there's quite a bit more flooding than there was earlier actually, and as you'll see, the river is quite something else as well. The residents here definitely didn't escape the damage either. Lots of downed trees, lots of broken branches around the area. Here we had a very nice surprise with an African harrier hawk, albeit a very wet one, coming and perching right by us. We actually saw quite a bit of raptor activity outside. We had 2 peregrine falcons, we had this African harrier hawk, and then we had what looked like a jackal buzzard or a common buzzard, but given this time of the year, probably a young jackal buzzard. And then towards the end here, you can see it's the crossing area on the Lawrence River at Radloff Park. Severely flooded all the way up the road as well. Lots of downed trees on the side. Overall, a pretty hectic storm. And I hope this video can at least give some insights, some historical context to the event.